Guys, it's me, Madison. So today I'm going to be doing a book review. This was requested by somebody on Instagram, and today we are going to do a book review on Secrets. Now, sorry if I do look different. I had my fringe cut and I had my hair trimmed, and I feel like an absolutely new woman. I just absolutely feel different, and I like it. I like this, like these bangs. But let's go and get started. Secrets is about these two girls who keep a diary about what's going on with their lives, and India lives in a large luxurious house with her mother. She cannot stand her mother at all. Her mother body shames her and makes horrible comments, nasty comments about her. And her father, she absolutely loves and adores. But recently he's been neglecting her, leaving her out of his life, and just didn't have the time for her. And she seeks solace in her journal, which she keeps in sincere imitation of her heroine, Anne Frank. Now, not many fictional characters look up to historical figures, like actual historical figures. But I like how India does look up to Anne Frank. I look up to Anne Frank personally. Anne Frank's the reason why I write a diary in the first place. Yeah, in 2019, I started writing a diary properly after reading her journal, and I will share on this channel some of my old diary entries, and it would be fun to laugh at and react at. And Treasure lives in a local council estate with her loving grandmother. She's devoted to her nan, but lives in fear of going back to live with her mother and her stepfather, Terry. Basically, Terry's this abusive man towards her and her siblings. And basically, Treasure's nan decided to take her in, to live with her. And throughout the book as well, her nan gets a phone call from her mother saying that she wants her back. But at the end, she decided that, she wants to live with her nan. Spoiler alert. Skip past this video if you don't want to know what happens at the end. But a chance of meeting with each other sparks, and they instantly become friends as soon as they meet, which is quite a lovely thing. Although you can't rush a friendship, not always. But there's a great friendship between these two girls. And when Treasure has to run away from her stepfather, India comes with a hiding place, which is inspired by her favourite writer, who is Anne Frank. I do not have COVID, by the way. It's just, yeah. I just have to clear up my throat a bit. My throat doesn't hurt at all, just I sometimes do that. If you don't know, I have asthma, so sometimes I have to clear out my throat with a cough. But India hasn't got a real secret annex like Anne Frank, but she has a hidden attic. So basically, it's where all of her mother's old clothes were and everything like that, and they decide to hide up there, and they have to use a bin. Treasure has to use a bin as a toilet, which I mean, I would happily do it, to be fair, just for good reasons. But it would be disgusting. It would be disgusting. What do I think of the book? I think it's a very good book. It took me a long time to get through this book. It took me at least, I would say, 5 weeks to get through this whole entire book itself, which is really unusual for me. Usually it takes at least a couple of days, like 4 days, but this took me 2 weeks, which is, in my opinion, I really, really love the book. I liked the friendship between these two girls. I really love the friendship between these two girls. I know it's like a fictional friendship, but here's what I kind of think as well. But Jacqueline Wilson makes the friendships, I wouldn't say how people have to have their friendships, I think she kind of enforces that on people through her fictional characters, which is quite, that's what I kind of think. But the author really, made me understand more on how like, you know, how to not. She made me understand at the same time how to not have a friendship. You have to at least have a couple of arguments in a friendship. That's what I think, and a couple of fallouts. If you have a couple of fallouts, then your friend's gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. And I love how India's always got treasures back, and how, like, you know, India has a historical figure, like, you know, like a heroine, you know, someone in history who's like her heroine. And, you know, I think I can kind of relate to the girls in a way. Obviously, I keep a diary, and I'm so inspired by Anne Frank, obviously. I'm actually really inspired by Anne Frank. She's like my favourite historical figure. And I think it's because, you know, she's like the main person for, like, the Holocaust. She really inspires people to learn about it a bit more. And people don't really take the Holocaust seriously, and that's what I personally think. And that, you know, in my class, if I was to learn about the Holocaust right now, I would really try and, you know, get as much information out there about as I can, really. I think I have more of an understanding of the Holocaust than most people, and that's just my opinion, to be fair. I think some people just have a more of an understanding of the Holocaust than other people. And that's absolutely fine, but sometimes people don't take it seriously. And I really have, also as well, my friendship, you know, I've had a good experience with my friendship at school. I had like a good experience with my friendship. I have this friend called Maxwell. Maxwell, if you're watching this video, hi. We have never had an argument at all. We've never fallen out at all. Like, this book, they've never really fallen out, to be fair. You know, but that's because, you know, the secret to a good friendship is to always listen to each other, always trust each other, to talk to each other. And that makes a friendship work, to be fair. You know, I also have an awesome nan like Treasure. Treasure has an awesome nan who, like, does line dancing and everything. My nan does not do that. But my nan's a legend. Just in case she burns something, she would always have a backup of something, like something else instead. And I love how there's like an illustration at the beginning of each chapter. And to be fair, this book made me really think of friendships and everything like that, and how they can go sometimes, like how people can have really bad fallouts, which can, you know, just affect them for the rest of their lives. And like how sometimes, you know, friends don't always have your back, and that this friendship like kind of, you know, has it. I really highly recommend this book to people who love books about friendship, stories about friendship. But I don't recommend this book to people who are going to take weeks on it, or people who don't like books that are going to take them weeks. This took me 5 weeks to finish, at least. And, you know, it's just like, that is so unusual for me to spend that amount of time on one book. And I was about to give up on this book, to be fair, halfway through. So it was 3 weeks in, and I was halfway through. And then 2 weeks later, I just finished it. I was like, oh my god, that is the longest I've spent on a book. So I kind of do recommend it, but at the same time, I don't recommend it. I love the book, but it could have been shorter. I'm currently reading the David Starkey book, but the only reason why it's long, it has so much historical information, which I kind of like. I love, actually. I love David Starkey's books. I'll do a review on it later in the year. If you want me to, I'll do a review on it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoy this video. And if there's any videos you want me to do, you can comment down below, or you can follow me on Instagram and like DM me to see if there's any video requests. There will be more videos I'll be coming out with in the future, which are coming out soon, so hopefully stay tuned for those videos. So that's it, and bye.